Hi, yogis.
Good morning.
Beautiful. Looking beautiful, Mona.
I got a new plant.
Oh, wow. Hi, yogis. Oops, there's my own voice again. Okay, I'm going to start off with our slideshow here. Actually, I'll do a card. So today we're talking about the Hara Chakra. Give me a second to find it. Give me a minute here. Oh, there it is. Okay. All right, but I like realized that I really love you guys for being able to follow my run-on sentences. So I'm gonna try not to ramble and stay on the slides. That's how I'm gonna stay on track. I put everything you need to know in the slide, but then go off on tangents. So I really want to stop doing that and get better at staying on point. So the Hara Chakra is in between the Svadhisthana and the Manipura. So it's like a hand's, oops, sorry. It's a hand width below the navel. So take your belly button and put the hand there. And for us, it's like right where the womb is. And it's considered our physical and spiritual center. It's the portal chakra because it is the transpersonal chakra. And so I actually learned about this in the first Kundalini 100 hour when we read Nevan Par's Compendium for Kundalini Awakening. That book is amazing. So he doesn't really talk through the other chakras that we were going through yesterday and in the future, but he talks about Hara Chakra, the Bindu Chakra, the Kajal, and some other ones, because there are literally thousands of them. But this one is definitely one of the most important because it creates the cords to the people who are around us, the places that we're in. So when you look at the graphic here, this is actually not from Nevan Par's book. This is from the old Starseed manual. But I never thought to teach about the Hara. We never brought it up. We only did the regular 7. So I started doing this one in 2022. And I think that's really when the information became fully available for us to really understand it. So in Japanese, it's literally means the stomach or the abdomen, but it serves as our powerhouse. And this is where all of our vital energy center comes from. So even though it works in tandem with the root and the sacral, even though the root is our kidneys, as we learned in the meridian energy like map, the Hara chakra is all about being able to actually use our life force in ways that are harnessing our creative energies instead of spilling it out or like dispersing it out, having energy leaks. This gives us a way to basically harness it. And it is a very androgynous energy, meaning it's rooted in Muladhara chakra, which is a masculine energy center, but it also has the flow of Svadhisthana, the feminine energy. So the core star energy system is what we're learning in this last piece of the sadhana. And I love this one because I think we all already kind of know it in a way. It's just going to be more specific. So you'll see a lot of martial arts using this area and like pressing the energy down like in Tai Chi. And it's considered a foundation of movement and strength and associated with our courage and our mental focus. So the way that now I activate it through primordial yoga, which is essentially moving the hips, squeezing the hara back toward the spine and moving the hips. But there's a way for you to actually massage your own abdominals, which we'll do in this. And there's a way to activate it through only pranayama. And so, well, this is a whole other arena, but in true tantric yogic practices of retention, we use certain breathing techniques and breathe into it. So there's this one called Kumbhakstra breath where we breathe in and then we breathe out. And this literally takes that energy up from like the spiritual umbilical, and then it like is indicating that we're going to harness it out in a way that's it's very connected to our spiritual like soul star chakra. So and then I put here the Hara's role as a transpersonal chakra aligns well with the Kalarnava Tantra and the Mahanirvana Tantra, which just means being able to apply all of the sacred practices of feminine energy. So a lot in Kundalini, like the tantras and these other books that are outside of the Vedas, there's a lot of like feminine worship in them and the goddess deities. And then there's a whole section in the Mahanirvana that is more of like phallus worship. So we're honoring both as symbols of both energies coming together in this time. And we get to live through it. Okay, so what is this here? Oh, this is for the teacher training, but basically I'm talking through why are the Tantra books relevant? Because these are the sacred texts, which a lot of you guys already know, because we live in a time of privileged information where this information is made available. But remember that when they wrote these are like people sitting at caves for 5,000 years or whatever. So in that book, they're basically documenting that personal power meets a spiritual awakening. Individual consciousness is a fraction of universal consciousness. And that when we're physically vital and we're taking care of our root through the things that we eat, and for me, it always comes back to food. And that's not just because I love food, but pretty much all of our emotional body, our pranic body, our spiritual body, and our mental body can be truly helped and fortified through the foods that we're eating. And then also it can be dulled. So the Kundalini connection is that there is a key point within the body where the energy just starts to rise without us having to put in effort. And that's where this would be. That's why this is such a transformative gateway. And so basically, I just put in here that both texts emphasize the Hara's role in our spiritual awakening, balancing our who am I, and then who am I in my tribe, and then what does that mean for all of us. And so balancing personal power with divine consciousness and our tribal consciousness. And then the teachings can be valuable for resilience building through health crisis recovery, which is what I specialize in, and then also facilitating transformation through the body-centered practices. So while talking and showing you this awesome slideshow is one piece of it, the actual movement itself is like 95% of the healing and the growth. Okay, and then this is this diagram. This is from the Barbara Marciniak. She's like the OG of chakras and energy body. This is from her book. So you see here, this is the one we're talking about, the Hara. The original chi, the original key, and it's orange and it's in between the belly button and the pubic bone. All right. Does anybody have any questions, class? Whoops, that's what we're talking about tomorrow.
What book was that from? Which Barbara Marciniak book?
The one that's called Deeper Healing. It's like Deeper Healing.
And this is all Chinese
Okay.
medicine.
No, this is yoga, yogic. Like Chinese medicine calls it, I'm sorry, Japanese calls it Hara. Chinese calls it Dantian. So they have like different names. The Chinese though, really it's very, very similar to what we practice. They just do it kind of slower with cupped hands and more of like the tapping. Yoga is really specific. It's like because they have so many technical points, which really actually I should do a whole sadhana on the marma points because I have studied those. I just think that they're too complex. That's my personal opinion. It's just like there's so many. We could have a 75-day sadhana about the marma points. And it's also like all the similar thing of like we generalize it into the root and the sacral because it's a lot easier to explain that in a class rather than like going through every single technical point possible. You feel me? So, but I know you guys like to do that, so maybe we'll just go ahead and do that. So yeah, they call it the dantian, and it's the energy that is like our sexual energy. It's our life force energy, and they always like kind of bring it down toward the earth. They're always like grounding into the earth really slow in all of their movements. So we'll do some of that, but I like to move my hips. That's really what I think awakens this and really delves into this in the most strong manner. All right, let me stop this share.
Okay, also though, is this the same chakra that you activate when you do the Hara mantra?
Yes. The hut when we go hut, 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 hut.
Yeah.
That one. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
girl,
yeah.
let's do that. That is like the
Today?
I mean, I wasn't really a part of my lesson plan today.
Okay.
But yeah, we could do
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm not I might not be up for it today, but I like that one.
okay. Well, it is that one that you're speaking of. We do that in the like I've that one is so hard because you've got to go for 21 minutes of that chant. And it's just cringe to like watch like but I actually followed my own one on that one. And I mean, it works. Like it's all about inner prosperity. It clears the blocks. It calls in Ganesha, clearing the blocks to your inner prosperity and realizing what you have and deep gratitude for this life. And when you do that and you bring the tip of the tongue to the roof of the mouth, you can have like money all of a sudden appear. It doesn't even have to be money, but it's like just realizing all of the resources that you have. And it is a very abundant Kriya. I love that one. Maybe we'll
Yeah.
do that soon. There's also
Yeah.
one Satnam Kriya that is super powerful, where it's the same tip of the tongue. So I think I talked about this in the other sadhana, but there's this like meme about abracadabra being like speaking your magic into existence. But if you like sort of correlate that with yoga, satanama is literally the same syllables with a little bit more enunciation with the tip of the tongue to the roof of the mouth. I'm not saying one is superior to the other. I'm not claiming it. I'm just saying that when you do the tip of the tongue to the roof of the mouth, there's actually a physiological evidence-based technique there that is tapping into the meridians that connect to areas of the brain that might be dormant, that kind of give you ideas to take action on. So I don't know what you want to call that. I guess you could call it a download. That's what Tesla called it. And then basically there is a Kachari mudra where you're almost swallowing your tongue, but you put your tip of the tongue to that divot in between the soft palate and the back. And then the Amrit can flow into your mouth. Now, I've never actually done that one in the sadhana, but I did that one with Salima in that teacher training, and I almost passed out because I was swallowing my tongue like literally for 10 minutes. We did like this and like kind of trying to push it. I think I was pushing too hard. So I don't have any cards for the chakras because I haven't made those yet. But what we got today was the snake spirit. It says time to transform and heal, the snake spirit. Hey, Phoenix. Hey, Abby. We'll go ahead and start by tuning in here. Go. Oh, it's so much better when I can see you all in this view. This is the perfect view. Can you guys see that view? Where it's like you in like the boxes. That's really perfect. If I could keep it like that all the time, that's what I would want all the time. All right. Take a deep inhalation, deep exhalation. Inhale. Aham Namo Guru Dev Namo. Inhale. Aham Namo Guru Dev Namo. Last one. Aham Namo Guru Dev Namo. We'll take a deep breath in, reach the palms above the head. And then you just take the forefinger and the thumb and cross and then go over like this to awaken the sacral chakra. So inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Last one. Go ahead and take the palms toward the knees and take the chest over toward the right. So there's like, because you were asking about the Chinese medicine, I was just thinking about that there is a reversal of energies with some of the European maps. So in the Tree of Life or the Kabbalah, they say that the right side is actually the feminine side and the left side is actually the masculine side. And so there's many different ways to look at the same like truths of the energy. So my advice would be, now I love yoga, so I've only chosen one way to really go in from, but you could go in from pretty much any angle. And I don't know Chinese medicine as well as I know yoga. I know really basic things like about the meridians and the directions of energy. The superimposition on our hands and our feet. Start to rein it in toward the chest. And then we're going to focus on the Hara Chakra here. But one of my favorite things about the yoga practice is that it's that primordial science. They have it documented in a way that like makes it very visceral, where the oral traditions are awesome, but it's actually the movement traditions that I just really gravitate toward myself. We're going to do a breath of fire. Now, this one is just from the belly, so you're only moving the belly. This is what we use in primordial yoga. So in Kundalini, it's often exaggeration of the spine. Primordial, we're focused on the lower chakras in that practice, which is the one with the trap music. And we just take the belly button toward the back of the spine, and then we squeeze. So take a deep inhalation here, deep exhalation, breath of fire, only Hara Chakra here like this. So you'll feel the belly kind of pumping here. Add more. Awesome job. Lift the chest, bring the knees up, left to right. And just really getting into the sit bones and the low back here. Both feet are going to come out from Malasana. Oh, got to help myself up to this. So when we're doing the root and the sacral, Malasana is such a beautiful way to get into it. This is a little bit easier than yesterday, but not that much easier. So take a deep inhalation. You can take Gyan Mudra. Exhale. Very good. Little lifts. You're going to straighten through the legs just a little bit. And then exhale back down. So this is part of actually Ashtanga, but also Kundalini. They all really go together. And what I love about the different yogas is their intent. So with this one, we're awakening the root and the sacral, specifically the Hara, which is really a spiritual, it's like a transpersonal chakra. And it helps us have that divine inspiration. It purifies the energies of the lower chakras. That's really what it's doing here. And so this is really great for any kind of pelvic trauma. If you have shame around these areas, it actually activates a different part of the brain. The shame response activates a different part of the brain. So when we do these kriyas, we're activating the parts of the brain that just help to awaken and see it in a different way. Woo. Last one here, yogis. Awesome job. Take that left leg back. The knee is going to go over the ankle. Drop the left knee. And the palms are going to come above the head. To really awaken the sacral, you got to hold the posture for quite some time. In today's Kriya, we're only going to do sort of a shortened version of it. But ideally, you want to hold this for 5 minutes to really help balance the sacral chakra. It's really great for focus. Awesome job. Drop this left palm next to the right ankle. We're going to take zigzag posture, variation of lizard pose. So bend through this left heel. Reach back if it's available. If it's not quite there today, it's okay. Just be really gentle. Open up through the chest. Focus on the low belly. Last breath here, yogis. We'll drop the palms inside this right foot. Take an exhale and walk it back. Great for the bladder meridian line. Take a deep inhale here. And then exhale, bend the knee. This is one of my favorite ones. I do this pretty much in all of my Sunday classes. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Because it awakens the Hara Chakra and it makes us aware of it. Last slow breath here. Awesome job. Breath of fire like this. One more. Job. Go ahead and bring this right down. Lift through this left side. And then inhale, raise the palms above the head. Exhale, lower. Inhale. Squeeze through the pelvic floor. Exhale, lower. You just don't want the knee over the ankle. Some of us like to do that. There is this whole part of the Surya Namaskar where the knee actually does go over the ankle. And here you would just want to keep that alignment and rock the base of the pelvic floor. Ujjayi breath here, yogis. 3 breaths. . Awesome job. Go ahead and drop the palms toward the mat. This right heel is gonna come toward the glute. The left palm's gonna reach back. Oh, hands not reaching. You could take it over toward this right hip for the modified. One more breath here, yogis. Exhale, go ahead and bring it to Ardha Hanumanasana. Press the right hip forward, drag the left hip back. Deep breaths into that left hammy. One more deep breath. Batting through the knees. And then inhale, take it back like this. Exhale, inhale. Exhale, inhale. Breath of fire. Awesome job. Go ahead and bring both knees down. You're going to spread the heels out a little bit wider than the hips and then bring it onto the forearms for the hips. Take a deep breath in here. Sorry, I got to bring it up. I'm a little stiff today. And then exhale. If it feels good, just the low belly is going to circle. So if this doesn't feel so great, just stay into the frog. Bring the hips in line with the knees. And breathe into the hip. But if it feels good, you're going to squeeze the pubic bone and belly button and take a circle. Count 5 large Ujjayi breaths. If you've got the circle, this is awakening the synovial fluid in the hip on a physiological level. It's also helping to release the low back, but energetically, it's really fusing all of those elements, which are the same as Chinese medicine, but the yogis include the Akash, which is the ether, which is this sort of plasmic consciousness. I don't know. We want to get into all that, but everything is consciousness, and you're accessing these unseen energies of the water, air, and fire and earth within the body. Last breath here, yogis. Awesome job. Go ahead and bring the toes together, the knees together. We'll take the booty up and then get into those shoulders for Anahatasana. Bring the chin toward the chest, toward the earth, or the third eye toward the earth. Last breath here, yogis. Just remember, the yogic practice is such a regal practice. It really is just, I think, like luxury for the body. Bring the elbows right underneath the shoulders and then move the knees back. You're going to squeeze into Hara Chakra. That's the pubic bone in the belly button. Squeeze, 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 tuck, and then release. Tuck, and then release. We're going to do this with a breath of fire. So if you're feeling dizzy or tired today, take this real slow, stay at this pace, breathe big through the nostrils. Breath of fire. Awesome job, yogis. Lean over toward the left and just take the hips over toward the left. Inhale toward the center. Lean over toward the right. Palms are going to come underneath the shoulders toward the center. Sit the hips back and then a big circle here. Really get into that psoas. Breathe into the low back. Breathe into the front hip flexors. My body's so tight. Go ahead and bring the knees underneath the hips and the shoulders over the wrists. Inhale, lift toward cow posture. Exhale, round the spine. So this one is just like primordial, where we're squeezing through the low belly. We're going to go really rapid through that low belly. This is an anterior tuck forward with no protrusion of the posterior body. So you're just going to neutral. So exhale, squeeze pubic bone and belly button. And then inhale, neutral. So exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. That's the fire. If you want to keep the belly button tucked the whole time, you can. Sometimes this allows the energy to flow a little bit more toward the back of the body, and you really start feeling it in the spine. If we're too focused on the belly, it's sometimes like the energy leaks out. So squeeze Mula Bandha. Very good. Keep it squeezing. Deep breath. Circle through the low belly. This is what helps meld together the diastases after you give birth. Squeezing through the belly. Toes are going to come together. Sit the hips back. Keep the belly circle. Yoni Mudra. It's the upside down triangle right at the Hara Chakra. We're going to go up for 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower for 1, 2, 3, 4. Press down through the shins and keep the circle. Last 2. Very good. Take it all the way low. Bring the knees together. Squeeze the shoulders up toward the ears. And then exhale, roll them down. Use the bottom of the shoulder blades. Inhale, roll them up. Exhale, roll them down. Oh. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. So you're going to squeeze the low belly in, but we're just going to work through the shoulders. So you're squeezing, and then this left shoulder comes up, and the arms are just kind of hanging. The fingers just kind of hang, and then the right shoulder comes up. So inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. This is great for the pericardium line. We did this one a couple times, I feel like, in this sadhana. Very good. Breath of fire like this. Twenty more. Awesome job. Take this low belly and draw a circle with the low belly. It looks like the sternum, but it's actually the low belly that's driving the movement. The palms are going to come all the way out. and then together. So on the exhale, you're bringing it in toward the center, toward Hara Chakra. And then on the inhale, bringing it back up, and then exhale toward the left. Squeeze into that right oblique, and then inhale back up, and then exhale toward the right. So inhale, exhale center, inhale, exhale left. Squeeze into that low belly. Really feel the abs, the obliques, the back of the body, the transverse abdominis, the front of the body. So center, inhale, left, right. Last one. Interlock the palms behind the head, open up through the chest, open up through the elbows, and then roll through the neck. This one is the slower Bhastrika breath. So using that pelvic diaphragm, you're squeezing on those exhales and then releasing it on the inhales, using the pelvic diaphragm and the abdominal diaphragm. So take a deep inhalation in, exhale, squeeze, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. This is the pace. All focusing on that low belly, sending the energy down, but that, whew, I'm sweating. The pelvic diaphragm is squeezing and releasing, squeezing and releasing. The only time you don't want to do this is obviously if you're preggo, you don't want to squeeze too hard on the baby, and also if you're on your cycle. If you feel comfortable doing this on your cycle and it feels good, then let it flow and feel free to lock and release. But sometimes when you're squeezing really hard, it can actually stop the flow. And you really want that to keep flowing, cleansing out the womb, cleansing out all of our energies from the last month. Awesome job, yogis. Last one. Release it down. You're on the top of the feet. The palms are going to come down. Lift through the hip. Exhale, bring it down, cow posture. Inhale, lift all the way up with the hips, top of the feet. Exhale, inhale. Exhale, inhale. So you squeeze the low belly. You feel that it's moving up toward the head. This is one way of doing it. In my opinion, the best way is shoulder stand. I think shoulder stand is one of the most powerful practices to move the cerebral spinal fluid from the Hara Chakra up to the Bindu Chakra. Last one. Awesome job, yogis. Cross at the ankles. Bring the knees up. Vertebrae by vertebrae, we're going to bring it back onto our spine. Whew, the palms come above the head here. Take a deep inhale and then lift the hips. Feel free to circle through the hips, totally optional here. Exhale, release it down. Now this one we did a lot as well. This is great for the Hara Chakra. Palms can be next to the hips or above the head. Take a deep inhale. You're going to lift 2 inches. Exhale, use gravity to pull down like this. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. So there's like many different kriyas that we can use when we're focusing on just one point. There's probably like literally like 10 of them that I could put in here that I just thought of. And so you're never just limited to, sorry, I can't talk and do this one. You're never just limited to what I'm presenting here. Anything that's focusing on that energy center, you can insert it as a kriya, add a breath of fire, add the Bhastrika breath or Satali pranayama, the cooling breath. And it moves the energy up the spine, especially when the spine is being engaged like this. And more. Awesome job. Go ahead and lift the feet up toward the sky. Before we go into our shoulder stand, we're going to reach the palms forward, lifting the shoulders off. You're sort of reaching forward and then coming down 2 inches with this breath of fire. Woo! Activate the feet. Take a deep inhale. Deep exhale. Ground down through that low back. Breath of fire like this. You guys got this. Really feel that strong powerhouse of the body. All of us have extremely strong creative energy centers. This strengthens and fortifies your creative energy. It's also very protective. As you see, we're squeezing down through that third chakra and the second chakra and the first toward the back of the spine. Very protective for the energy body, grounding to the earth. Awesome job. Bring the knees in, roll them into a circle. We'll kick the knees back toward the armpits. Ready the soles of the feet together, Supta Baddha Konasana. Send the backs of the thighs down toward the earth, Lak Mula Bandha. We're going to awaken Hara Chakra now. If you need stability, you can bring the palms next to the hips. Take a deep inhale. You're going to lift the feet up like into a diamond shape, and then exhale, bring it back down. Inhale, exhale. Lak Mula Bandha here. This links the radiant circuit at the bottom of the body. So it really helps if we feel like chaos or disorganized. It helps to organize our energy, bring us down back to earth, execute what we need to execute. And then also if we're having a creative block, like a writer's block, or I don't know, just a block of any sort when we're looking to create something or come up with ideas, this is a great one to stimulate the lower chakras into that cerebral spinal fluid moving so that you can feel inspired and in a flow. It's connecting us to our divine essence, which is this eternal, infinite field of possibilities. The information is very scientific, but it's also very spiritual. It's around us. We can access it at any time. Last one. Go ahead and shoot the feet up toward the sky. Shake it out like this. Heels go left to right. When it feels good, the palms are going to come next to the hips. You're going to use momentum. The toes come toward the floor behind you. Really work to find that breath. Shoulders stand when you're ready. Just lifting the feet up. Working to get the ankles in line with the knee in line with the hip, and the hip aligned with the shoulders. This one really helps you flow through your day. It gives energy. It helps to relax our body. It takes all of the lower energies and transmutes them. 3 more breaths here, Yogi. One more. Go ahead and bring the toes toward the floor behind you on that exhale. And then slowly bring the spine down, the feet down. You can windshield wiper through the knees. Or you could even bring the knees in and draw a circle. Left thigh crosses over the right. The palms come out into a T or a field goal. Drop the knees over toward the right. Come up toward the center. This right thigh crosses over the left, and the knees fall toward the left. And we'll take our final rest here. Go ahead and bring the right leg toward the right side, left leg toward the left side. Take a deep inhalation. Exhale, release. You can take the palm. I forgot to do the abdominal massage, so you could do it now if you wanted to. You're always going to start toward the right and the bottom where the hip is, and then bring it up the ascending colon, go across, and then go down the left, the descending. And you just go around in a circle like this. You could do this around the baby belly. You could do this on your regular belly and just notice where it feels tight. Slowly come back to our physical space. Take a deep inhale, we'll reach the palms above the head. Deep exhale. Go ahead and bring the knees in for a squeeze. You can fall toward the left or the right, yogi fetal posture. And then inhale, we'll lift all the way up just to close out our practice today. I am so grateful to share this practice with you. I like to end all of my classes with a round of Om. Feel free to join. Take a deep inhalation here. Shanti, 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 yogis. Peace, peace. Thank you for sharing Saturday morning with me. Namaste. Thanks, yogis.
Namaste. Bye. That was so good. Thank you.
Background there, Lacey. Hi.
Oh, this is my boyfriend Lawrence. This is
Nice.
Leia.
Thank you so much.
Yes, I hope you all enjoyed that.
Okay,
It
bye.
got Lydia out here with the birds. I don't know if you can hear it.
Yeah, it sounds beautiful. But there's lots of birds coming up right now too over here, so it's probably a little bit of both.
Love y'all.
Oh, this is Monica. Monica's the only one on here too. You guys might meet him one day. His best friend lives in St. Pete.
Come through ASAP.
I know, trying to.
Buy a flight.
Good.